Hi, yeah. Today I'm gonna continue on my comment of this Bitcoin price trend. Last time there was a little problem with my presentation here, as it was not that somewhere was cut off. Wait a minute, that's not good. All right. So today I try to make sure um, all the screen are covered because yeah, when I'm trying to capture. Oh my god, that's not working. That's not gonna work. All right. So, yeah, it's because my stream software sometime didn't. It's not catching the full screen. So yeah, but um, let's just yesterday I've been talking about this. Let's just briefly review what I said yesterday, and then we're gonna go to our today's topic. So yeah, basically, I would like to comment about whether the Bitcoin price um, um, will be increase or decrease, and whether your purchase of Bitcoin will be an investment or gamble. So um, all we know, all the data are from historical data, the chart provided by some online resources. So yeah, so we have briefly look at this. We look like this. Yeah, briefly look at this this graph, and we can see the Bitcoin increase from 0.5 cents to roughly 20,000. Okay, and talked about a non-linear transform, non-linear transform. Okay, it's not the log transform, of course. It's kind of transform, mathematic transform, monotone, one-to-one transform. Okay, um, and through that transform, I was able to make it more linear. Okay, and this transform not only help you to predict the baseline of Bitcoin price, but also it shows a clear trend of where this Bitcoin price is going um, up to now. For the future, we still don't know, but yeah, for now we know about 8 years of price and where it's going. Yeah, so it is yeah, it's a transform, one-to-one monotone transform. So yeah, if you want to ask me what kind of transform, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you about this because yeah, I have to fit it with various approximations, and yeah, that's one of the key of how I analyze data. So yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how to transform it. Um, and this was statistics. Uh, this transform used all the data we have, 2,700 something, which is about 8 years, a little more than 8 years, maybe let's see, yeah, maybe less than 8 years, 7 years and a half. And now let's take a look at that. Um, if we look at the baseline, the basis of Bitcoin price, okay, we're looking at about 1.5 of the data point here, and the fit is as fit to a straight. It is really fit to a straight line. It's a linear, and R square is pretty good. So we use about 1,500 data points, which is more than half of the total data points. Okay, so 5 year, less than five. Yeah, it's about 4 year and a half out of 4 year maybe, yeah, 4 year, 4 year and a half, yeah, 4 year and roughly 4 year and a half. Out of 8 year, we see the data is close to the basis. So that's that. And where is the basis? Basis is this red line. So 4 year, about 4.5 year, the price of Bitcoin is close, very close to its basis. So that's that. And we also have this transformed graph, which really represent the periodicity of the Bitcoin price up and down, up and down. Okay, because on this scale you are not going to be able to see the small peak clearly, but on this scale you see all the Bitcoin rising, okay, and collapse, rise, collapse, and this one rise again. So that's that. But as I said, 4.5 year out of 8, the price stay at close to its basis, which is the red line. Okay, there's a periodicity graph, and what I did is I take off the this line minus this the fitted trend line of the basis, and then we see the trend of the kind of like a period, each of the period, what's the price is doing, it goes up and down very sharply and then stay at the basis for a long time, goes up and down, and then up and down and stay at basis for a long time, and up and down again until now. So that is still not fully done yet. But if you think it's so that simple, just go down like this, it just go down like this, could be, but who knows? I mean, it could go down like this, it could be just like this, go down here and then shoot up like this, like a skyrocket up to somewhere here and then go down. Okay, it's just hard to predict, but yeah, we're talking about probability. In this video I'm gonna show you why the probability of this is not gonna be, this peak is not gonna be repeating this pattern, like going down here and then shoot up. There is some probability it could go that way, but it's possibly not going to be that way. Okay, it's possibly not. Why? I predict about maybe 90%, more than 90% it will go down. Less than 10% of probability it goes up. Okay, how much less than 10? Who knows? 5%, 1%, 2%. So it's a rare event. Okay, if it goes up, rare event, I would like to say. Yeah. So here it shows how good my basis fit the price of Bitcoin at the close to its basis for like 4.5 years. Okay, that's that, and that's that, and that's that. All right, so after this, I like to talk about future prediction. Long term, we said it's going down. My prediction, it goes down. 3 possible ways: very sharp, mediocre sharp, and kind of not quite sharp. Okay. Same thing. Some prediction, long-term prediction. So after I talk about long-term prediction, we're talking about this. At current time, 2018. All right. At the beginning of 2018, this 8 is 2018, 2019. So at this time, we're talking about the Bitcoin basis running at 2000. Okay, if you also look at like a 1 year average of Bitcoin price, is probably even less than that. You know, of course, 1 month average will be much more than that, but 1 year, if you look at 1 year, it'll be close to that. But I don't know what about it. I mean, those average, like running average, 1 year, 3 months, 1 month, all those things. I don't know. And when they talk about, you know, the other technical stuff, I really just, yeah, I just pass by, because yeah, it really doesn't make any sense for those technical analysis. That's what I thought. You know, you can think different way, but that's what I think. Because all the technical analysis telling you when Bitcoin price go up above some price, you want to buy it, and when it go down to some price, you want to sell it. So basically, if you look at the price graph, if it say, oh, when it's go up, you want to buy it. So what if it's go up to like 19,000, right? When it's 19,000, it's oh, this Bitcoin after 19,000, you go to like 1 million, right? Why not buy it? So you buy hell out of Bitcoin at this level, and then what happens is it's going down. So when the technical analysis published, they will say, oh, this Bitcoin, if it's going down, if it's breaking the like a 10,000 level, and then it's going to like a zero, right? It's going to a piece of toilet paper, something like that, right? So you thought about, oh, you still have like 10,000 for each coin. Why don't sell it? So how much you make from that? Okay, each coin you buy at 19,000 and you sell at 10,000. Okay, each coin you lost almost 50%. You lost like 9,000. That's just extreme case, right? But it happens. It happens. So that's what I'm saying. This technical analysis is just I don't know. It's useless. It's misleading. It just helps the monopoly, the market corner guy. You know, those people. It's a assistant or something. So basically, those things are just nonsense. You know, in my opinion, those things are nonsense. We're talking about probability. We're not going to talk about, you know, where was the where was it a ceiling or something, or you know, just those kind of things. So yeah, we're not gonna talk about all this technical stuff. Yeah. Now let's go here. So basically, I was talking about this is purchase region. You know, this area will be your expected purchase region. So if Bitcoin price go down to less than 4,000, for example, maybe 3,000, 2,000, you may consider to buy some. Okay, it's still pretty risky investment, but it won't collapse. Like I said in my previous video, it has very small possibility to entirely crash to ground zero. So it will maintain somewhere here, around like 1,620, I mean 2,000, 1,600, somewhere around this level. This technical, they talk about technical support, resistance. Okay, I don't call it resistance level. This is this line will be just like a highly probable to be the minimum. Okay, highly or the vicinity of this line will be highly possible to its minimum. But I'm not saying this Bitcoin is not possible to go down to like 800 or maybe 400, 100. Okay, it's possible, but the possibility will be very low. All right. However, the possibility go down to here is relatively higher, But at this time, early February, you won't be able to see that very soon. Okay, so my guess will be at least after 1 month, 2 months, or 7 months, you'll probably see it touching down to my line. Okay, but my line is a curve is really increasing throughout the time. Just think about it. Although even those companies like Amazon, when it's on IPO onto the market, it's probably $1, close to $1 per share, right? Currently, it's $1,000 per share, more than 1,000. Any one of those. So you can't compare the price of next after 3 years with this year's price. Every year have every year's price. Every month have its price. Okay, so the price basis is running up for the last 8 years, like I talk about. Okay, we fit a linear line for the transformed price. So it's the basis is very linear for the past 80 years. Okay, for the past 8 years, I can't say past 8 years, but to this point, it'll be the past almost past 7 years. Okay, during the past 7 years, they're kind of just increasing in curvature. Okay, like this curvature. The basis increase like a curvature, right? So that's that. So in here I'm talking about this price is going back to its basis within certain time, and current basis is about 2000. Okay, 2000 here. The least square prediction will be less than 4,000 using all the historical data. Less than 4,000 currently. So anywhere below 4,000, it'll be well, a good chance for you to purchase. But I'm not saying it's not risky. It is risky, but yeah. So that's that. I mean, of course, those technical guys say, oh, when it's just broken this level, then it's very risky. It's going down. Every stock, every coin has its bottom. They're talking about it as if the coin doesn't have a bottom. Once it's broke, the resistance is going down like a hell. That's what they're talking about. They're misleading. They just those people. They're talking about all the craps. They're feeding people craps. If you take them, you take craps. All right. So they're talking about if a stock or a coin breaks certain level, then it's going to zero, right? It sounds like going to zero. They said it's just gonna drop, right? So it feels like it's going to zero. So at that time you want to sell it, but what if it's touched the global minimum? Okay, what if it just right there, for example, at $6,000 per their analysis, they will say if it's break like a resistance of 700 or 7,000 or 6,500, then you want to sell them all because there's no bottom, right? So that's what they're talking about. They're talking about all the craps. Yeah. So that's that. Now, short-term prediction. I said Yesterday it was around 8,000. I said it will go up to at least probably 9,000 to maybe 11,000. And today the price is very close to 9,000, maybe cross the 9,000. It'll be soon. If not, it will be soon. So I did right. I assigned the most probability of going up. So it's already 9,000. Okay, it's already 9,000. Next week, what happened? I don't know. It may go up, may go down. Okay, maybe I still think there's some possibility. Half of the possibility. Next Monday will go up. Okay, half of the possibility. And this line is not the resistance line. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm talking about. I was wrong. Yeah, the upper line they talk about resistance. This is support. So they are talking about, if it's break the support, you want to sell it. Okay, that's bullshit. That's crap. So I'm talking about, I'm not talking about there's such a resistance line somewhere. This price, there's a trend. It's all about if it's deviated from its current trend. Current trend is going down like this. Okay, but like I said, the current trend is very sharp decrease. So how long is going to be able to continue? Usually a very sharp decrease is associated with a large selling from the market corners. Those monopoly people, they trying to saturate the market. What means saturate market? Whoever buy it, they sell it more. So they fill all your order. They fill maybe this is 20,000. They fill all the order. They fill everybody. They fill if you order like 11,000, they fill your order, and then someone's ordering at the price of 9,000. They fill 9,000. They fill every level of order. So the price is going down. Remember, I said they have 95% of Bitcoins on their hand. Okay, that's several groups. They talk to each other. So when they sell the Bitcoin, they saturate the market. They do it together. Okay, it's not like the Satoshi is selling and someone is buying from that. They sell together. When they buy together. Okay, so when they sell together, they don't have to sell much of their Bitcoin in their hand. Okay, they only sell maybe 1% of the Bitcoin. Say if they dump like 10,000 Bitcoin to the market, that's barely just like less than 0.1%. If they sell 10,000 and they don't buy anything, then the market is probably going down by 10% of the price, right? So if they can sell 1%, then the market is going down like a half or 1/3. So they basically just have to take out like 1% out of their 99%. Okay, 95%. So they just throw this 1% into the market. They don't buy anything. They don't never buy back. So they at this time they just throw it into the market. And the people who willing to buy at a certain level of the price, say the people willing to buy at more than 8,000, it's just this much. So if they want to sell more, then the market crash more. But they stop selling. It's very clear that they stop selling at stop dumping the Bitcoin to the market at 6,000. They still have like 90-something% of the Bitcoin. That 1% is really nothing to them. So, but they get money out of it. When they dump it, they get money out because their Bitcoin costs, Satoshi 0 cent. Okay, it costs this Coinbase founder This brothers, $10 each. Okay, they cost about $10, $20, maybe $30. Who knows? Something like that. Less than $100. So they're selling like whether they sell it for $20,000 or $10,000. It doesn't make much difference. They make hell of money. The fact is, they make hell of money. They're not able to sell it all at $20,000. Think about it. Who's gonna buy Bitcoin? All this like 10, more than 10 million. Yeah, 16 million Bitcoin at $20,000 each. Who's gonna buy it? Nobody. Very scarce. I mean, very scarce people will buy it. So maybe one or two, but that doesn't work. Does one person buy one Bitcoin? Does it work? Or one person buy half a Bitcoin at that price? Does it work? It doesn't work. So they need a decent size of population trying to buy this thing at a certain price. So 20,000 isn't the price that majority people want to, or majority Bitcoin believer want to pay for it. So the price was brought down, and those people they use the minimum amount of Bitcoin to knock it down, right? Because they knock it down all at once, right? So when you buy it at that price, you thought it's already cheap, right? At 6,000, like I said, it could go to 2,000, and who's winning the money when you sell it at 2,000? Those monopoly guy, those market corner guy. They corner the market. They manipulate the market. So they are the ones that can regulate. Actually, not regulate. I mean, they can just control the price of the market, right? So that's that. So today, my topic would be, some what is the event or the news? What's the impact of the news on the price? Okay, what was the impact, and where was the peak and where was the bottom of the Bitcoin price? So yeah, so that's that for today, and so let's take a look at this figure. Let's take a look. So I mark all the peaks and all the bottoms. All right. So yeah, and if you really take a close look at it, the peak, is at, there are like 4 peaks, right? Maybe 3 peaks, maybe 4 peaks, whichever you prefer. So if you call it 3 peaks, you just pick up these 3. Okay. If you call it 4 peaks, you can pick up this 4. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. But if you look at the bottom of the valley, there was 3. Okay. So almost there are 2 times the valley touched down to the Bitcoin price basis line. Okay. There's 1 time it didn't touch down to the basis price. So you may call it shoulder here. You may not be able to call it a peak, okay? Because this one didn't touch down to the basis. So now, that's what I'm talking about. That's how I want to talk. So basically, if you look at this price basis, it's this line, and this picture is transformed Bitcoin price using some nonlinear transformation, one-to-one monotone nonlinear transformation, and also subtract the baseline. So yeah, so that's that. Another feature, like I said, from first peak to second peak, it takes 2 years. Second peak to third peak, half a year. Third peak to fourth peak, it took 4 years. So how many peak from this peak? How many years from this peak to next peak? Who knows? 2, half, 4. Sounds like a random, right? You cannot say that, oh, it's a 2, so 1 divided by 2 is half, right? 2, half, 4. And then what's next? What's next? Long, short, long, so it should be short. So it should be quarter of a year, right? 2, 1 divided by 2, 4, 1 divided by 4, which is quarter. Quarter year almost ready to shoot up. Yeah, we already have gone through like almost 2 months from December 17th, 2017, the previous peak. So if you think about the quarter year, it will be another like a 1.5 months shoot up here. It's not even possible. I think there's a possibility it's 0.0001. So it's not possible. It's very, very rare event if it's gonna shoot up like that. Okay, so basically this is not gonna be somewhere look like this. Maybe it's kind of, there is some possibility, but a small possibility. Last time I assigned less than 10%. So yeah, so my recommendation for now, if you want to purchase Bitcoin and make money out of it, you want to look at the price range about 2,000 to 4,000. Somewhere close to 2,000, very safe. Not that safe. It's still risky, but compared to a high price, it would be safe. Those technical analysts, they are talking about when it's breaking the support off certain place. When it's it had to break a lot of support. It had to break like 5,000 support, 4,000 support, 3,000 support, 2,000 support. Okay, once I go to like 1,800, okay, these people are already talking about you want to sell. You don't want to buy it. You don't want to buy it because it's continuously dropping. But what I'm saying is, once it's break 2,000, it's probably much less risky. Think about it. You buy one Bitcoin at 2,000 versus you buy one Bitcoin at 6,000. Okay, which one is more risky? Which one is riskier? Basically, if you buy 6,000, definitely riskier, right? Not like those people who are saying, if it's drop, when you buy it, it will be risky. Okay, when the price drop, and after the big drop, you buy it, it'll be less risky. Okay, it'll be less. I promise, it'll be much less risky for you to buy it. For example, when it's like 12,000, okay, you thought it's already down by like almost 8,000, right? So you buy it. My recommendation is much less than that, maybe 6,000, 4,000, and when it go down to really 6,000, my recommendation is much less risky. And those people who use technical analysis will tell you it's very risky. Okay, at 6,000, so you won't buy it. You won't buy it if you listen to them. But if you listen to me, when you want to buy it 12,000, you thought, oh, it's pretty risky. 6,000, half of the price, much less risky. You buy it. You buy it at the right time, right? Simple like that. So that's what I'm saying. Technical analysis, like a stock market. Even I don't even believe the stock market technical analysis. Those things are just a hoax. They trying to cheat those brainless people, trying to talk about stories, talk about nonsense. So that's what I'm saying. You have to have a preset price range when the price of coin or price of one stock going into your region, your like a band, your confidence band, then you start to buy in. All right, it's not like when it breaks some resilience, something when it go up, break some resilience, you buy it. Okay, it brings a lot of resilience. You buy it, you lost. So maybe you don't lose, but yeah, sometimes you lost, sometimes you not. So 6,000 was one of the bottom where I saw it. So if you buy from 6,000 and tomorrow if you see 9,000 or maybe 10,000 in next week, then you want to sell it. You want to put your money in your pocket. Okay, you don't want to hold on to this thing. Why? It's because this thing, although it's cracked up, I mean it's going up, it will go down. It will definitely go down because so many years of running average, and because of the running basis, it's not that high. Like I said, the base is only 2,000. Okay, you bought at 6,000 and it goes up. You're lucky. You're very lucky. So why not sell it? Make your money and just try the next time. I mean, don't FOMO. Don't get fear of miss over. There's always miss over. But miss over, you don't lose money during the miss over. You lost money when you buy too high. Okay, when you purchase too high, and you also lost money when you refuse to sell it at a relatively higher price than your purchase price. When you refuse, it could go down. It go down much more than when you purchase and you lost money. Okay, so if you buy from 6,000, 7,000, you can sell it. You can sell it, definitely. That's what I'm saying. Even now, close to 9,000. Okay, fine. 20% or 30% profit is good, very good. So my recommendation is 2,000 to 4,000 the price for this year, and next year if you want to buy in, it'll be 3,500 to 7,500 in this range. That's my buy-in band. Really not. It's just my first step. If it goes lower, I may put more money in because that kind of average bring my entire purchase price down. Okay, so you don't want to put all the money in one purchase. You want to allocate into several purchases, and each purchase you want to probably put a range on them where you want to purchase. And for example, the first purchase around here, maybe 2,000, and then the next purchase you'll probably put another range about maybe 1,000 to 2,000, and when it's getting into 1,000 level vicinity, like $1,069, you buy another batch. Okay, so the price you purchase will be say if you put 20,000 here on 2,000, you buy 10 of them. Okay, and then once you get it to like 1,000, you buy 20,000, so you buy 20 Bitcoin, right? So 30 Bitcoin for how much? For $40,000. Well, it's 1,333 each, right? So not bad. It's close to 1,000, right? So if it goes down again, you put some more money, right? If it goes down like to 500, okay, another batch of money of 20,000, you can buy 40 of them, right? And then if it go down like 200, around 200, you buy 100 of them with 20,000, right? So you just try to divide them until some incredible, some unbelievable price. And there, I mean, if this thing is going to zero, then yeah, you have to really, you know, all your money is gone. You have to expect it. But the possibility, how much was the possibility of this thing entirely going to zero? If it goes to zero, then even though you maybe putting like 100,000 or maybe 200,000 in it, you are not the one that lost most money. Okay, the corner market, they lost the most money because they have millions of Bitcoin. They have 1 million, they have 2 million, they have 3 million. Okay, so you're not the one that lost most money. Like I said, if you emotionally attached to this amount of money, like 100,000 is a big deal for you. Okay, then you don't want to invest 100,000 in it. But if 100,000 is not a big deal for you, you thought about this money. Okay, you have a house, you have a car, you have everything. There's just a piece of like extra money you want to find a place to invest. That's a way you do it. You first have to have your own house, you have your own car, you have your whatever you need, and you have all your living expenses separated, allocated somewhere, and you have your retirement account, you have everything. So don't touch those. You just take the money out of like the spare money that you have. Probably you don't even want to use all your spare money. Okay, probably think about use half of your spare money. If you lost all of them, you'll be fine with them. But what's the chance of you lost all of them and never get recovered? Think about the chance. 1%, less than 1%, 0.1%, 0.01%, 1 out of a million, 1 out of a billion. Think about it, and think about it this way. If it's lost all of them, the chance of lost all of them is equal to like you get struck by a lightning bolt, then it's fine. It's perfectly fine, because no matter what, in your life you have some chance to get struck by a lightning bolt. You're gonna maybe get into an air crash. There's a chance. There is always a chance, but it's very small. 1 out of a million, right? 1 out of 10 million, 1 out of a billion. So think about it this way. So the chance is, if the Bitcoin, think about this, if the Bitcoin crash to zero, the chance is close to like 1 out of 10,000, 1 million. Then you can be pretty much safe to invest, right? In this way, pretty much safe, because it's gonna fluctuate. If it's alive, it's gonna fluctuate. It's not gonna be staying at $5, $1 forever. So yeah, so you could lose a lot of money, lost almost all the money, 90% of your money, but eventually when this thing going up, you're gonna recover all your money and make a hell of money. Okay, so that's how it works. If you cannot suffer from like a temporary loss emotionally, then my recommendation is you don't even get into this market. Okay, just like a stock market, you have to be able to suffer the loss, like 2008. Similar like that. So that's what it is. Even in 2011, this thing goes to like $32, and all of a sudden it dropped to $2. So think about it. All your Bitcoin, okay, you invest like 10,000 or 100,000 in Bitcoin at that time. If you invest that much money, then it goes to $2. It's only about 5%, 6% left over. So your 100,000 dropped to like probably 6,000, okay, 7,000, and all your money is gone. You cannot accept the fact that all your money is gone, but they're not gone. They're not gone yet because it reached the bottom. It just barely, because it's reached the bottom, and it will get up. Next time it will shoot up again. So that's that. You know, if you buy it here, you think about it here. You know, can you buy it from $31? Not even possible, right? So that's the thing. I mean, with the running base, the base is running like this curvature, then if you look back, you will not be able to buy this at a certain point. Okay, even if it's peak, like the previous peak, actually not this peak. Okay, the one that before this peak, 1,157. Can you buy it at this price? I highly suspect you can buy a Bitcoin from now at this price, because the running basis is already more than that. So that's that. And let's talk about the event, the historical event. What's the impact of the event and news on the Bitcoin? So like I said, the news, if you look at all this news released from here and there, okay, the CoinDesk, the New York Times, Bloomberg, Investopedia, wherever they come from, then you're kind of sometime 50% of the time you're listening to the right news. 50% of the time you're listening to some misleading news. So if you follow them, 50% you're correct, 50% you're not. So if you don't follow them, 50% you're correct, 50% you're not. So my recommendation is don't even look at them. All right, don't even look at the news because they're useless. They're worthless piece of crap. Why I'm saying, so there's some major event here. After it peaks, okay, and then it drop. So basically, you have to know this is a peak, and then it was announced, the June 8th, 2011, the peak is 31. Once it after like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks drop to half of the price, a little more than half, $17. You know, if you buy here, it dropped to $17. Half of your money is gone, and now the news release out. What's the news? At that time, like I said in my previous video, Mt. Gox was the largest exchange, Bitcoin exchange, from the very early time until like 2014. So this is the largest exchange. So they announced that actually there was news announced that the Bitcoin dropped to like 1 cent by some fraudulent activity. Someone is trying to steal it. Okay, at that time it was like 31. Okay, not 31, maybe $20. So someone is hacking into their system, and they claim that 300,000 Bitcoin was affected. So the hacker is probably hijacking 300,000 Bitcoins, not $300,000. It's 300,000 Bitcoin at that time. At that time, it was about 80 million. 80 million Bitcoin was affected. So that's that. This news occurs after the price getting to the top. So this means that this news is not useful for you to tell where's the top and where you can sell it. Even if this news out, should you sell it or should you hold it? Of course, this news telling you should sell it. If you sell it, you're fine. So this news, when you operate based on this news, that's a positive. All right. So if you sell it, you know, it go down to like $2. Okay, now let's look at the second news. But this news, and another problem for this news is it's not appearing ahead of time. So someone already know this and then sell it. When they sell it, they make the most money. Okay, so like I said, the one that corner market, the group, the corner market group, they know exactly what happened, and this thing is probably after they sell their share, they get a lot of money, they sell it at $31, and they thought, okay, the market is not gonna be able to sustain at $31, so we're gonna, you know, dump the Bitcoin to the market, and just get rid of. I mean, for the buyer at anywhere here, we're gonna dump Bitcoin to the market, and then collect all their money here. How they collect the money? Although they dump it at $30, but it's very sharply. They only have to dump a teeny amount of the Bitcoin. They decrease to here. So all these people purchase Bitcoin from here to here. When they purchase, they purchase much more than when these monopoly people sell it. Okay, they purchase much more, and even see when they sell it, sometimes they stop selling and allow these people to buy more and then pump up the price, right? Down a lot and up a little, down a lot and up a little. Just like these several days of stock market, they down like 1,000 up 500, one down 1,000 up 500. What happens is this monopoly corner market people, they sell it down like 1,000, and then the market ability, the individual ability to buy it was about 500. So that's how they do it. They sell it and then allow you to buy it. So along this line, the whole peak mostly made of the individual buyers' money. Okay, and these people, they just use a tiny amount of their Bitcoin, a tiny amount of the money to manipulate the price change, and in the middle they make a lot of money because remember, the cost of their Bitcoin is close to zero. 1 cent they can buy 2 Bitcoin, so they jack up the market, and when the market is like 31, they sell 1 Bitcoin, and then they push it down to $2. So when they buy it at $2, when they sell you 1 Bitcoin, they get $30, and then when they buy it back at $2, they get 15 of them. So that's how they multiply their Bitcoin, and they also multiply the money on their hands. So both way, they're winning and you're losing. So yeah, if you're buying and selling here, so it's not wise to make any purchase and sell on some risky side. If you sell it here, it is possibly fine. Sell it somewhere here, but if you purchase here, it's not fine. Okay, so you want to purchase at the basis level, right? So when you sell it, you can sell it much higher and you make your money. But can you purchase what you sold price back? It really depends on. So if you sell it at $31, you definitely can purchase back. But if you sell it at somewhere around $1, $2, you may not be able to purchase it back. So it's hard to maneuver like these people. It's very hard to maneuver like them, because you don't know where was the peak. They know it ahead of time. You don't know it, and if you listen to the news, oh, you're good. At this case, although you lost like a half of the possible profit, but you're still good. They're telling you to sell it out, right? So you're good. But the thing is, at this time, you may be mentally attached to this price, the $31, and you won't accept this $17. All of a sudden this is the price going down steeply. Why they release this kind of information is because they want the price go down. Simply, they don't want too much people to. After $17, they want to go to like $2 immediately because they have a lot of money, because they sell a lot of Bitcoin at $31. So they want to just get more Bitcoin basically. So that's that. And so, and then after half a year, maybe 1.5 year, little close to 1 year, price shoot up again. Okay, this peak is 265, and what happened is there's nothing happened. Okay, March 2013, there was a news that a blockchain was forked into 2 logs. What it means is someone's make like a faked coin, just like they duplicate the dollar, they duplicate Bitcoin. When they fork into 2 logs, then if you transfer 1 Bitcoin, become 2. So it's faked. Some, fake coin was, it's kind of destroy should destroy the confidence of the Bitcoin holder, but really the price still shooting up. So if you sell it here, if you really sell it here, listen to them sell it here, you're probably out of your money, because at this time, how much was the price? The price was about $100, probably less than $100. If you sell it here, okay, it reached a peak and then it goes down, you probably won't buy it here, and then all of a sudden you reach like a 1,000. I mean, and then all of a sudden the next bottom will be 170, and you sell it 100. You never will buy for 170, and you miss all the rest of the increase. So that's that. It's just psychology. They won't let you know the peak, where the peak is. Okay, in here they're already talking about the price is gonna go down, but rather the peak is after about 1 month, April the 10th, 2013, it reached the peak. So after 1 month, it reached the peak of $265. So this news really work against you. Okay, this news help you, but this news work against you. Okay, how about this news? Wait a minute, what's that? Okay, so this is not even news. This is a fact that Mt. Gox go up to handle like the 70% of the world Bitcoin exchange in 2000 until April 2013. What happened after 2013? Mt. Gox announced bankruptcy because of either a CEO or somebody stealing, embezzled the money. The CEO get a trial, which he was charged of embezzled money, but they didn't charge him stealing the Bitcoin. So where did the Bitcoin go? Someone have it. Someone, 1 million, almost 1 million Bitcoin. So let's look at what happened later. Okay, 2014, Mt. Gox held all the USD withdrawal, and here in 2013, June 20th, Mt. Gox suspend the USD withdrawal. So they're not gonna give you US dollar when you withdraw your whatever in your account. Okay, even if you have like $100,000 in your account, they won't give it back to you. So that's a problem. That's a big problem. Okay, think about it. Your money is freezed, and you cannot withdraw to your bank account. What's your feeling at that time? I mean, you feel that the market is gonna crash, right? So basically, your feeling is telling you, okay, you want to transfer the Bitcoin to somewhere and sell it. Okay, so this is not a news, not just a news. This is action. So that's action, and this action is working against your profit because right after this, Bitcoin shoot up to 1,157. How many times? From 50, it's 20 times, more than 20 times, 22 times, 23 times. So you will miss all this if you sell your Bitcoin on June 20th. Okay, so you miss all the increase of the Bitcoin. So basically, if you listen to the news, if you look at what action they have, this is against your profitability, right? This is against, and this is favoring you. This is against you. This is against you. Okay. And another thing is, nobody is telling you this 1100 will be the peak. You're probably thinking it's still increasing like a rocket to maybe 10,000. Okay, from 1,000, but all of a sudden the price drop to until sometime they're telling you something. February, that's action. Another action is taken by all the action was taken by the largest exchange of Bitcoin for the world. It's Mt. Gox again. They halt all USD withdrawal. Now you cannot even withdraw any of your dollar amount. So February 7th, 2014, they're not giving out any one single dollar to anybody, although the user have millions of dollars in their account. They're not releasing a single dollar out. So that's what they did. That's the biggest exchange market for Bitcoin at that time. So if you are lucky enough to invest in a lot of money in this Bitcoin with this market, because they're large, you're out of all your money. You're out of it. You become zero. That's another risk. So, and then after a couple of weeks, an insider leaked that Mt. Gox lost about 750,000 of customer Bitcoin. Okay, it's not 750,000 US dollars. It's 750,000 of customers Bitcoin, and 100,000 of its own Bitcoins. So roughly it's like almost 1 million. It's 850,000 Bitcoins. At that time, each Bitcoin was like a $600. How much was that? That close to 500 million, or maybe more than that. Who knows? So it's close to 1 billion. It's in a scale of point something billion, 0.5 billion. Okay, so that's that. Where this Bitcoin gone? I mean, almost 1 million Bitcoin. One of the hacker, they claim one of the hacker, maybe themselves. Who knows? They could be the hacker because they know how the system works. They know much better than anybody else. They claim some of the hacker get into it, but I suspect was some insider. Okay, some insider did it. Okay, most suspicious would be the CEO of that company. Okay, the CEO, the French guy. So yeah, so everybody lost their money at that time, from this kind of exchange who handle like 70% of the world volume of Bitcoin at that time. So yeah, so this thing happens way after the Bitcoin reaches peak. So what happened is these people knows well ahead of time, so they sell their Bitcoin at a higher price. All right, they sell all the Bitcoin they can sell and then get the money out of it. And whoever don't know the fact that this happens, they thought maybe this is a correction, this is a correction, this is a correction, but never go up. Okay, so this is not correction, this is a peak. But when it go down like this and go up like this, how do you know it's not a correction, but this is peak already done? I mean, how do you know it? No way for you to know. So you have to have some first-hand information and or some operating procedure that allow you to control your emotion. Everything against you was your own emotion, was yourself. You know, yourself is your biggest, largest enemy of your profitability, your emotions. So you're emotionally attached to the Bitcoin because it's rising like crazy. So you thought this Bitcoin really is the one that you're making money from. If you sell them, you're no longer making any money from it. That's wrong. That's another error or mistake you have in your mind. So once this Bitcoin goes down like this, okay, at this time they announce it, and a lot of people lost their money, and also the market lost the confidence in Bitcoin, and then it crash. This is crash. So until 2015, the Bitcoin reached its all-time low at $170 per Bitcoin. So at this time, 2015, 3 years ago, about 3 years ago, yeah, 3 years ago, the Bitcoin was only $170. Can you think about this Bitcoin shoot up to almost 20,000 each? Yeah. So this news work for you, okay? Because yeah, because if you view that as bad news, it definitely work for you. But if you think about the other way, like oh, all the Bitcoin are gone, like 1 million Bitcoin are missing, then the rest of Bitcoin should be more valuable. Then this news is gonna work against you. Okay, so never do not ever think about a hacker is gonna take the Bitcoin and disappear, and all those Bitcoins disappear. So what happened is when a hacking take place, then it's most probably insider. So someone greedy is taking all the Bitcoin, all the cryptocurrency out of the exchange and putting it to somewhere else. So this month, this like a 1 million of Bitcoin is not disappearing. It's in their hand, you know, in somebody's hand. So when they throw it all into the market, then the market is going down like a hell, right? So that's what happens when they throw all this thing into the market. It's not even labeled. This thing is not labeled, so they can sell it anonymously. They can sell it. They can sell it to exchange to other currency. They can cryptocurrency. They can sell it to exchange other things, right? So basically, they can dump it. They can dump it and then make hell of money out of it, because the cost of each coin for them is zero. They steal it, and they can sell it. You know, usually when you steal something very valuable, you cannot sell it like that. But Bitcoin is a different case because of anonymity. You know, so I remember there was either the bankrupt or something. You know, and some really high-end jewelry store lost lots of diamond but those diamonds are laser labeled inside. So when they sell it, the police trace them back, and then they cannot even escape. But this guy who steal the Bitcoin, nowhere to find him, nowhere. Okay, this guy must be one of the guys who corners the market now, because he had 1 million of Bitcoin, almost 1 million of Bitcoin. So that's sad. That's another thing. And then Bitcoin goes down to here. Okay, so all of a sudden, all these people decide that Bitcoin should go up right here somewhere. So they stop pumping any more Bitcoin to the market. Instead, they even buy back some of the Bitcoin they put in the market. Remember, they sell it at $1,000. So they buy back some of the Bitcoin here, close to $100, actually $200. So 1 Bitcoin they sell here, and by 5 Bitcoin they purchase back here. So once they purchase all the low price Bitcoin, they release all the news. Bitcoin is crashing. Bitcoin has no hope. Bitcoin is dying. Bitcoin is whatever. Bitcoin is just that's what the news said, and nobody's gonna buy it because the news said Bitcoin is dying. Bitcoin is just fake money. It's not even have any value. That's what they said. Okay, so nobody's buying here, and they are the ones who's buying here, and then they scare a lot of people out of the market because they're thinking, oh, the Bitcoin is out of. The Bitcoin will be of no value. Think about, they already dropped from 1,000 to 100. Has no hope. The Bitcoin has no hope. So gradually they come back to this line and to the basis of the Bitcoin. They buy a little bit. That's where they buy the Bitcoin. So they buy it, and the market only has that much Bitcoin. So when they buy it, the Bitcoin will go up, like the basis, a curvature. But all of a sudden, okay, they jack up the Bitcoin price by purchase hell lot at the basis. So all of a sudden you see the Bitcoin is shoot up like a crazy high from here to here. So it really from here several hundred, 500, 600, 2017, sometime 2017, and then all of a sudden it go to like 1,000, and a lot of people think, oh, this Bitcoin is good place to put the money in, good investment. So a lot of people is trying to buy it here, and then some people who held the Bitcoin sell it. Okay, so basically buy and sell. So they push the price to here, 20,000. Eventually they decide this to be the price because when they have all the information, when they sell it, there's very, very small number of people willing to buy it at that price. And even the people willing to buy it, they won't buy in a big amount. Say they buy in like a 0.001 Bitcoin, 0.01 Bitcoin. So it's only $200 of Bitcoin, It doesn't even affect, however much the unit price is, doesn't matter because they only spend $200. And this guy is only gonna make $200. So eventually they decide this is gonna be the place to throw it away. But before that, there was this teaser issue. New York Times reported teaser issue on November 21st, 2017. November 21st, 2017. They reported. Okay. So, but the problem is no one's listened to this. So when they reported, some people trying to get out of the market at 8,000. Of course they win their money, but they are not gonna catch up the other half of the way run. Increase. So from 8,000 increase to 19,000. What these people think about during this period. They miss a hell of the money. So that it should be their money, but they miss it. So this news really work against you. Okay, this news work against you. Okay. Also, there's another news in between, even before the takeoff, 2016. Okay, 72 million dollar worth of Bitcoin was stolen from Bitfinex. Remember, here's the event. In 2016, Bitfinex replaced Mt. Gox to be the world's largest Bitcoin exchange. Okay, and all of a sudden, once it become the largest, this much of Bitcoin lost. Who stole it? Again, who stole it? Insider. It must be insider. Those people who corner the market steal it. Those people working in this market steal it. It's not a hacker. It's those people. So this many Bitcoin also go to the monopoly guy's pocket. So monopoly guy had more and more and more Bitcoin. Okay. And this news should tell you that, oh man, this Bitcoin is stolen. So before this much of Bitcoin was stolen, so the market will crash again. And this news will have a lot of people get out of the market again. So it create a chance for this monopoly people trying to, the group of people, maybe 20 to 30, they buy even more of the Bitcoin and prepare for this increase. During this increase, they don't sell any Bitcoin. They try to buy back some of the Bitcoin, and then it just go up like a rocket, like a skyrocket. All of a sudden, it reached like a 19,000, and then they try to sell it here at the top. They sell it here, somewhere here to somewhere here to somewhere here to somewhere here, and they make a lot of money there. That way, So that's that. And now what happened is the Bitcoin dropped. Unfortunately, it dropped. It didn't shoot up to 1 million. It dropped. But what does it tell you about? Some of the news work in your favor, some of the news work against you. Whichever you choose to listen, which one you should choose to listen. So I would like to say, don't listen to any of them. If the Bitcoin is running at this basis, some news will say, oh, there's somebody has some exchange has a big amount of stolen Bitcoin. Don't even listen to them, And if the Bitcoin was at some higher price level, much higher from, you only have this basis line, you don't ever know where the thing is. So the criteria is, if it is much higher than your basis, then just sell it. Why not? Get your money and go away. You buy it from a much lower price. Why not? You're not going to be able to sell it at 1,000. Just accept the fact that you're not going to be able to sell it that high. Okay? You bought it at $2. You want to sell it 1,000, but it just be there for that time period. If you're not sell it, if you didn't sell it, then you miss a peak. When you miss a peak, then some bad news come. Why not sell it? Just sell it, make your money and go away. Yeah, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. So, or you probably don't even have to listen to this. You make up your own schedule to sell it, wherever you want to sell it, and once you sell all of them, you get out of the market and you don't get it back until it's really low. That's one of the strategy. The other strategy is you sell half of your coin, leave half your coin in your pocket, make a profit, get your money back, and then use the other half of coin. If it's going low, don't worry about it, leave it there, and after several years, look at it. You know, there's several strategies to play with them. But each strategy, you don't want to be scared. You don't want to be, out of your mind, get attached to this thing. Especially you don't want to buy at a high price and sell at a low price. Be scared away. So that's that. But in here, we're currently in here, $8,000. Basis is $2,000. That's what I'm saying. Buy in. If you want to buy in 2018, then you're looking for $2,000 to $4,000. If you want to buy in 2019, then you're looking for 3,500 to 7,500. That's it. That's my recommendation. So all this news, some work for you, some not. Some people like to listen to the news and then think about the reverse way. But sometimes the news work for you. If you think the other way, the opposite way, when they're telling you you should sell it, you buy it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it not work. Who knows? It doesn't. I mean, it's not gonna be worth it even to spend your time there to just go through all this news and to think about the news. What's it imply? What action should you take from implication of the news? Don't even think about it. The news is news. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it works against you. So just make sure you don't know what it's talking about. Just like those people who play Texas poker, right? They give you a poker face. They give you a lot of misleading signals. So you don't never able to ever trying to find some implication of their facial impressions. Their facial impressions just like a news or the action of some of the company. So that's that. Those events, don't even worry about it. Such as like U.S. regulator. Okay, there's another thing. New York Times says there's a teaser issue. So basically, if you listen to them, you're missing this, like almost a double time. You miss that. But the thing is, this thing was bring out again. This time it's by government after Bitcoin crash. After 1 month after, January the 26th or 27th. Okay, it says Bitfinex was subpoenaed by U.S. regulator for teaser issue. The media was Bloomberg, January 31st, published that, but really they get into this about maybe several days earlier. Anyway, this much later. So if you listen to them and sell it, you miss the peak. Again, you miss the peak. They're not gonna tell you in these 2 days, the 17th, 16th, 18th, about all this story, whether it's true or not. The government is not taking any action against this guy, although the issue was already posted for a couple of months. They're not going to take any action against those. Why? It's because those market corner guys, those who have a lot of bitcoins, they control the government because they have the money, so they run the government. Government work for them. Why? Right? So they make all their money, so they get out of it. Okay, now they want to get out of it, and the price is already low. Now the government come in and then put one more kick to the price, just like that, just like this here. So the price is already low, and then it get up a little bit. They want to get all their Bitcoin back. So what happened is the Mt. Gox out all the USD. Which what happens probably this day, several days before this day, someone not hacking to, just some of the insiders steal all the Bitcoin and then sell it. That's it. Same thing. Government help them to push down the Bitcoin price. So if you see after that there was a $6,000 and then it goes up. I was saying about maybe it goes up to 9,000 to 10,000 yesterday. Today I predict about 10,000, 11,000, just that much. It only go up that much. If it go up again, maybe another price from government or from bank. Remember recently bank also released some bad news. The bank work for those people too, you know, the bankers, because they already sell their Bitcoin. They need to buy from much lower price, so they want to suppress the Bitcoin price. Okay, so bankers also one of them. Okay, they hold a lot of Bitcoin. They hold a lot of Bitcoin. You have to trust me. Facebook also hold a lot of Bitcoin. Okay, after the peak, Facebook says they eliminated all the ads for social ads for cryptocurrency. Why? Because they already sell their Bitcoin. They want to buy it back for a low price. Okay, once they buy it back, they allow all the news for cryptocurrency, and then let it shoot up back the same. Okay, once this Bitcoin goes down like this to like 2,000, maybe 1,000, wherever they want, they purchase back, and after they purchase back, they will allow you to use your credit card again. You know, now they don't allow you to use your credit card. They want the price go down. So they're in the same boat. Okay, the monopoly people, the bank, the Facebook, the government, they're in the same boat. They're in the same boat. Now they press the price down. So that's why I'm saying, if you think about this, another peak coming, I'm telling you the probability will be very, very small. How much? Maybe like a 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000. Very, very small, because all the people are trying to, the government trying to get the price lower, you know, banks trying to get the price lower, Facebook trying to get the price lower. That's it. Those rich people, they want to do something, they definitely can do something. So don't work against them, work toward them. Yeah, try to detect what they're thinking and follow them. You know, you don't want to, when they sell everything, you want to buy it, you lost all your money. That's very true, because they're bigger, you're small. So now let's come to my prediction. First region, the red region. This is, the same graph, and this is Bitcoin price basis, and then this is fitted, least square fitted price for all the data point, Okay, so in the first region, you're looking at the Bitcoin price decrease very sharply, okay, toward 2,000, 1,000, okay. How much was the probability? There is certain probability, I would like to say 30%, 20% was my prediction. So 1 out of 3, 1 out of the 3, or 1 out of the 5, you will see it. What does it imply? It implies that you want to be careful. Okay, when you buy it at current price 9,000, you have to be careful. 9,000 is here. If it's touched 2,000, so now you buy 1 Bitcoin. When it touched 2,000, how many Bitcoin can you buy there? 4.5. So you're out of your money, and then you only hold 1 Bitcoin. They hold 4.5 Bitcoin. So when the Bitcoin shoot up, you only have 1 Bitcoin to play with. They have 4.5 Bitcoin to play with. That's a difference. If it's a 1,800, they have 5 Bitcoin to play with. That's a difference. So you have to be careful. You really have to be careful when you decide to buy from here. Unless you have a lot of money, you buy 1 Bitcoin. You have $1 million, you buy 1 Bitcoin. That's fine, because if it's going down, you have more money to purchase, right? But if you only have like $10,000, you buy 1 Bitcoin, you're out of all your money. That's not a good choice, you know. Even if I have 50,000 to spare, you buy 1 Bitcoin for $9,000. It's not a good choice, because you're out of 1/5 of your money. You know, the rest of the 4/5 of your money wouldn't do much if you're doing things like this recklessly. So that's my recommendation. Don't even think about buying it. Okay, at this time, it's far from the basis, so probably we should wait. That's my recommendation. If you hold Bitcoin, should you sell it? I don't know. I mean, this answer is hard to. This question is hard to answer. I mean, if you purchase at very low price, you can sell it definitely, because you have a lot of room to maneuver. But if you already buy it for more than $9,000, like $10,000, 13,000, 14,000, of course you shouldn't sell it. Why? It's because, well, you lost money. You just lost money. If you sell it here, you lost money. You don't want to lose money. Is that simple? That's very simple. You know, it's not about support. You know, it's not about resistance. It's all about whether you lost money or you gain money, right? So that's my recommendation. And in the region 2, this Bitcoin will take much longer to touch the basis. Of course, then in the region 2, you're gonna expect some pull up like this, back to like 13,000, 14,000, maybe 15,000, like this. All right, and after that, it probably drop. So back and forth, back and forth. Eventually, it will touch the basis. So once it touches the basis, it's about the time to buy it. So you'll feel more comfortable at this. Even if you buy it here, 2000 maybe 19, you buy it at 4,000. Okay, it's better than you buy it here, the beginning of 2018, by the 4,000. Why? It's because of the 1 year you hold your money, you don't buy it, you have your freedom not to buy it, right? You hold a Bitcoin, can you buy something else? No, of course not. You should hold your US dollar, not the Bitcoin. What can you buy from Bitcoin? You can buy a lot of things, but the transactions fee is pretty high. And if you hold a Bitcoin, I mean, it wouldn't work for you. It takes half an hour for one transaction to go through, and a lot of fees associated to it. The sole purpose to hold this thing is for investment. Is for its increasing value. It's not for currency. So the Bitcoin is not a competitor for US dollar, okay, because of its liquidity and its difficulty to use. It's long time for transaction. So that's that. And Bitcoin is much easier to be stealed. Any hacker out of nowhere can steal your Bitcoin. No one can steal your paper dollar from your wallet, right? Unless they rob you, but it's very highly unlikely. So that's that. Bitcoin is more risky. The dollar is much safer, much stable. Bitcoin is not stable. So that's one of the facts. So if the Bitcoin is not that profitable, if Bitcoin is hovering around here and there, oscillating about this much, this much, this much, then forget about it. Forget about it. So that's that. Yeah. And here's my short-term prediction. Again, this is 7,000, 6,000 here, the lowest price. For the coming next week or next several weeks, next month, I predict the Bitcoin will go up a little, okay, around 12. According to current data, it was 9,000, right? Is this 9,000? I don't know. Maybe it's 9,000, but anyway, it should be close to 9,000, right? So yeah, it should be close to 9,000. So 9,000 is here, so the Bitcoin is somewhere here, and I predict it could go to at least 9,500 somewhere here, but anywhere between 9,500 and 15,000 is reasonable. Okay, so if you want to sell it, you can sell it here, you can sell it here. Maybe it's not even going up to here, maybe it's going up to here, who knows? It's all about probability. So probability, let me tell you this, the probability of getting to 9,500 is very high. Okay, 60% to 80% of probability you can sell it here. But if you want to sell it here, you don't want to sell it here, okay, then it's different. 12,000 probability will be decreased to 20%, sharply, less than 20%, okay, maybe 10%. And if you want to sell it here, then the probability is very teeny, okay, maybe 1%. So that's what I'm saying. The probability of the Bitcoin price get here is very big, 80%, 70%. So if you want to make your money this way, if you buy it from 6,000, you really want to sell at least half of your Bitcoin here, okay, to just make your money. And if it's go up to here, sell it all. Don't even worry about this. That's my recommendation, because this is close to the peak, So yeah, so unless you're very greedy and you're successful, but your probability of your success is very small. You could success, like I said, you could success, but the probability will be lower. So you should always think about probability. Okay, so after this, two move could happen. I favor this move. It goes down and close to its least square approximation. Okay, it should go down. So for after 1 month, after several weeks, after 1 month, it go up and it should go down. How much? I don't know. Maybe the lowest prediction will be close to 5,000, 4,000, somewhere close to that. But more than likely it will be going to like 8,000, 8,000. How much probability? I will assign about 50%. It will cross 8,000, But if it's go up, if it go up and down to here, it's possible too. So yeah, I don't know how much probability, but you just worry about this part. Another thing is it could go up again and open this. I mean, just poke open this square, and all of a sudden it become increasing trend. But I doubt this possibility is very small. Turning from decreasing to increasing, turning from bear to bull, like this, highly suspected. Because everybody's working. You cannot say because everybody's working against it, you should get out of it. But you shouldn't even base your action on the news or on the events. So, but still, this is because it's already had been 20 times from here, from 1000. Okay, the peak of this from last peak is already 20 times. So it's hard to think it can go any up, because the potential buyer at this high price range the number becomes smaller and smaller. Okay, the number of people willing to buy the Bitcoin at that high price becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, so that's why. So when the people number getting smaller, then those people who control the market want to press it down and get all the people who buy high price out of the market, and then they can scoop majority of the Bitcoin at a very low, very, very unbelievable low price. This price could even go lower than 1000. It could. Why not? It could. If they're greedy enough, it could go. I mean, they sell it for 20,000 and buy it back for 1,000. They sell one Bitcoin and buy 20 back. That's their plan. Then maybe their plan is this. So, yeah, you could look at like 1,000, 2,000. Yeah. So here's my long-term prediction. Another one, but this is a very small possibility. If this peak shape mimic the previous peak, then it should decrease sharply and then hold on for a while in this price range, 12,000, 8,000 to 12,000, and then up and down, somehow up and down, and then until certain time, probably after another 2 to 3 months, it shoots up like crazy. Okay, that's what happened here. It shoot up like crazy. Where it shoot up to, I don't know. This is 20,000. They could shoot up to like 40,000, 60,000. Who knows where they shoot up to? Another skyrocket, send you to the space. But it's very unlikely. Yeah, it is very, very unlikely this will happen. Wait a minute. What happened here? Yeah, I don't want that. Let me just go back here. And yeah, somehow I press the end, I guess. Instead of page down, I press the end of this PowerPoint, so it go to the end. Okay, it shouldn't go to the end. So that's that. And for this model, if they shoot up like this, my recommendation is we buy from here. If you already buy it, you want to sell it here, somewhere here. Don't be too greedy, just sell it. Make your money and go away, because it's eventually going to come down to here. But this, in my opinion, is highly unlikely. So if you have a lot of money, not a lot of money, you have some money, the operation is like this. You can buy a tiny bit of this, okay? If you think the probability is very low, then still you may want a share of this increase. So, for example, if you have $20,000 to spare, then you can take 200 out of it, 1%. Okay, just buy 200 value of Bitcoin, put in wherever you felt to be safe, and wait until this thing shoot up. If you buy from here, say 8,000, 7,000, all right, and when it shoot up to like 80,000, so your 200 become 2,000. It's good, right? So when it shoot up like crazy high, you sell it, and then you wait until it's dropped down, and then your money become bigger. That's it. But let me tell you, the possibility of this thing to happen is kind of low. It's very low. So you also have to expect your $200 can go to 100 by the price going to like 4,000. It could even go to like a $50. Okay, when the price go to like 2,000. So basically, you will lose about 6 buffet. Okay, if you're fine with that, you're good, or you lost something, yeah, it won't be big, but you lost something. Yeah, you lost something, but if you can, if you think just like I can just bear with it, I don't even care about this like $100, $100 loss. I put in 200, I don't care about $100 loss. Then you can do it. So that's that. And again, the basis is 2,000 now, 4,000 for the least square fit. So remember, more than half of the time, the price is running at the basis, okay, and more than 3/4 of the time, the price is running about below or about to be the least square fit for all data, okay. So just memorize those facts. Why the least square fit has more than 3/4 of the points? It's because these are way far from this line. So one of this data will take at least one of this data point will take at least 3 data point to compensate. The distance too far, and this distance from here is not that far. Simple like that. So that's that. That summarized my my video for this time, and see you next time. Thank you for watching.